Thank you so much for staying with us. It's still an amazing Tuesday edition right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And right now for parenting, I have Amaka Odunowo, who is a personal and family life coach with a background in guidance and counseling. With over 15 years of experience, she has cultivated a deep understanding of household dynamics working across diverse sectors such as families, nonprofits, schools, churches, and coaching organizations. Now, we're going to be discussing relationships generally, right? But then again, focusing on understanding your child. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
I like how nice you look. You look so nice and welcoming.
Thank you.
It's really, really nice.
Thank you for having me.
This Nigeria, seeing people that have this easy demeanor, it's not quite easy.
You have to fight for it.
You have to fight for it. Very true. Okay, now tell me about your journey so far, right? And why, did you go into this field?
Okay, so I started out in guidance and counseling. That's what I studied in university.
Okay.
And so they'll send you out practicums, you do practice and all of that. And then in service here, I worked a bit with. And I just started to notice that certain families acted in certain ways and had certain children.
Okay.
And it became a trend. So when I started working, I began my career with early years education. We would notice as teachers, you will see that there's a type of family that produces a type of child. And there's a type of parenting that produces a type of child.
Wow.
And a lot of times we focus on the children. This child is problematic. This child is this child is that.
Ignoring the fact that they came from somewhere. Okay.
Most children behavioral problems are symptoms. They are not the causes, and they are not even the disease.
In all cases, would you say?
No, I'll just say most.
Okay.
Most of the time. Children, in family modeling, we basically say children are kind of like the mirror that you use to see what is going on.
What the family is really like. So let's talk about practical examples. Are we talking about bullies, for instance?
Yes, you can talk about everything from bullying. Right now with the Gen Alpha, that is children born from 2010 down, mental health is a big deal. They are depressed, they are suicidal, they are having violent tendencies. It's a lot.
And what would you say is really causing that directly?
So there are different postulations. Now, people say, oh, it's the media, which is a factor.
Okay.
People say breakdown of community, which is a factor. People say family, which is the factor I focus on the most.
Absent parents, busy parents,
negligent parents, abusive parents, toxic parents, and parents who are really just trying hard, but it's difficult. Look, parenting is hard.
It's not easy.
Parenting is hard. It's hard work, and most of the times we are not trained to be parents. So we just have a child, they give you a baby in the hospital, you go and so you hear something on social media, you hear something from your pastor, you read a random book, you watch a random YouTube video, and you're just, I won't run my career like that.
Very true. So now, what would you say is a specified way to handle the situation of parenting?
I think that one of the first things I would want to focus on is build a relationship with your child. It's so simple, but at the end of the day, we have data, right? A lot of research has shown that children that come from close-knitted families where there's a lot of open communication and the families are like positive and strong and happy, those particular children tend to have less violent tendencies, less risky sexual behavior. They do better in school. They do better at, in finances. They do better in their health. They have longer lives. They have better physical health. They get sick less. It's I'm serious.
I can imagine the impact of parenting over a child.
Yeah, so if you just focus on building your family, building a strong relationship with your children, right, and just having a positive family, that's like the first step. So instead of now like niching down and doing the tactics of how to speak to this child, how to get my child to listen, how to stop yelling at the child. Just breathe and just say, okay, this is my family. We are going to be here. Parenting is not 18 years. It's not 21 years. Right? My father was praying for me this morning before I came up here, right? And how old am I? In my 30s.
Yeah.
So
she just was fine.
I'm in my mid-30s.
Is fine.
Okay. Parenting is long-term, right? In your 50s, God helping you still have your parents. In your 70s. And right now, psychologists are telling people, cut off your parents, they're toxic. Did you get? So if we stop looking at the short term of parenting as, oh, parenting is while the child is under my roof, while my child, before my child goes to boarding school, before my child goes to university, and start thinking of, I'm building a relationship that is going to last for 50 years. I'm building a relationship that is going to last till I die. I want to be able to be grown and aged, you know, I still have my children want to call me and
talk
spend
with
time
you
with me.
okay.
I want to expose their children to me.
Okay, so now in case you're just joining us, we're actually talking on the topic understanding your child, right? And then I think this is actually very important. Now, what do you have? So what would you say your idea is when it comes to, I mean, you're talking about knowing your child.
Yes.
Talking about communicating and building a relationship with your child.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see a child and another person and the parents communicates, and sometimes people are like, you're talking to him like he's a grown adult. So do you believe in that kind of thing, speaking to your child like they understand certain things at certain levels and having vocal communication, as opposed to we growing up, what they tell you to do, that's what you do. There's no buts, no. So yeah.
Children are born persons. Children are born people.
True.
Right?
True.
And I was fortunate to learn really early on. You can start talking to your children from the womb. You start having conversations with them as you know, as soon as they are born. But really, it's not just the communication. So if I can backtrack a little bit, when I'm thinking of relationships, right, and understanding your child as a factor, there's a quote we use for business and branding and positioning. We say, all things being equal, people do business or refer business to those they know, they like, and they trust, right? And so that's by, I think, Bob Berg. And so I bring it to family, and I say, your children will build a relationship with you if they know you, like you, and trust you, and will switch it. So understanding your child is really the knowing factor. It's how do you know this child? And there are different ways. So the first thing I would even say is proximity. Spend time around your child. Like, just be in the same space. We might not be engaging, we might not be having conversations, but just by being in the same space with you, I'm hearing how you speak. I'm seeing your body language. I'm seeing what you're engaged in. I'm seeing how you're engaging with others. So that gives me a picture. Maria Montessori says observation is like the best tool parents and teachers have. Another thing I will say as well is presence. So proximity is not presence. I can be in the same space with you. I can be a stay-at-home mom. I can be a homeschooling mother, and I'm here. My child is here and I'm on my phone. I'm having conversations. I'm watching TV. So engaging with your child, listening to your child, processing what is going on, the emotions, the language, everything, just being there, right? So that is presence. Another thing I would say is persistence. It is tiring. It is hard work. You know, we assume that, oh, I love my child, so it's going to be so easy, it's going to be so nice. Parenting is hard. Children are human beings, so they have mood swings, they have bad days, there are days they don't even want to talk. And God bless you, now start having teenage hormones and puberty hormones. It's juicy. So you have to be persistent. You cannot afford to give up. Something that worked yesterday is not working today. We just keep going. Something that worked 2 years ago is not working today. We keep going. And passion. Your child has to want to know. Imagine somebody's toasting you, and the person is just, oh, hi, how are you? I'd like to see you today. Will you be around? You're not around? Okay, no problem. Whenever you're around.
Okay.
Do you know, there's a way somebody like this person is not even interested.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Right. So be interested. Let your child know that you're interested. And be peaceful. We like fire.
So now, so now, as much as you say, so I actually want to ask this question. Sadly, we don't have time. So just quickly, right? I mean, people grow, or as much as you're saying this, it actually makes sense to want to do this. I'm sure there are people that really want to do this, but because of the background they also have had, right? And the kind of ways they've also grown up, they've actually naturally grown to be quite aggressive, right? So how would you advise that they approach, very briefly?
If you decide you want to do it, just give yourself bits of time. Tell yourself 1% of my day is 15 minutes, right? So for 1% of my day, can I take this part and just try? Do you see? It's hard work. So it's like going to the gym, right? You start with a little weight. So you might just start with, okay, even if I can do 15 minutes, can I do 5 minutes of just looking at my child and how was your day? How are you feeling? Can you tell me what's going through your mind? Can we draw a picture together? Can we color? Can we read a book together? Can we take a walk? Can we cook together? And just learning the spirit of shut up. Yeah, say just like you can just do go to the bathroom, wash your face, breathe, calm down. You know, it's emotional intelligence really just works. So the same way you do it at work, a colleague offends you, you're not going to just have that same mindset and just forgive yourself. It's not easy. So if you've not done it before, just keep practicing, keep pressing, get help, get a coach, get a teacher, watch YouTube videos, there are books, there are so many resources. But pace yourself and be committed to it. All right,
amazing. Thank you so much. It was really I have a whole lot of questions, but I mean, right now we can't take a lot of them. But then again, you come in here next week
Yes,
again.
we'll
We're
be
going
here
to
next week.
continue this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.